You are listening to Single Smart Female. This is Jen, explaining the possibilities in your love life and examining your Mantourage dating experiences. I am here to help you do life and love on your terms by tipping the scales of love permanently in your favor. So don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, and let's get started. Hello, single smart female. It's your romantic fairy godmama coming to you today with a single smart female listener question. Now, this listener question comes all the way from Minnesota. And Miss Heartbreaker, Dreammaker, Love Taker, who is 58, I must add, writes, "Dearest Almighty One and my romantic fairy godmama Jen, first off, thank God for your jam-packed podcast. You are a gift. After every episode, I get my wake the fuck up slap in the face and my new goal for the day or the week. LOL. It's all true. Okay, so I am rocking my Mantourage lifestyle, but I need your help with something. All my guys are falling for me after the first date. I know, what a problem to have, right? You have helped open my eyes to men I would have never looked twice at. So thank you for that. I'm adored by a guy that's wheelchair bound with some mobility, by another guy that calls me Crusher and pretends we're spies and go on missions that crack me up, and a new guy that wants to see me twice a week for fear others are vying for my attention. I've not had sexual activity with anyone yet, and I've made a point not to drink during my dates because I now realize I'm way more confident when I can remember to be where my feet are present in the moment. I do know the minute I match a super hot guy and then add alcohol, I'll be wishing my high heels came with a pole, LOL. Just kidding. My question is this: how do I handle all the attention? Did I just ask that? Seriously though, I've explained on first dates with my guys that my goal is to date men, period. I tell them I'm dating to find myself romantically and to figure out what I want in a relationship. I also elaborate by telling them all my life I was the chosen one, meaning I never took part in the choosing, and this time around I will decide who, when, where, how, why, and what men I will date. These three guys alone all text me, call me, compliment me nonstop, and work hard to get me out on more dates despite not having a ton of spare time. I'm worried that quote-unquote desperate acting men will turn me off if I'm unable to get my intentions heard and understood. Okay, first off, thank you for I've never been called Dear Almighty One. And that was very cool momentarily, but I'm not going to stay there because I'd rather just be your romantic fairy godmama. With that in mind, let's move on to all of your questions. Well, actually, before we go into the questions, I want to start with something that's very important for all women out there. And I want every woman listening to take note. First off, I want you to note that this woman is being adored by 3 men at age 58. And she hasn't even worked with me yet. This is called a thriving Mantourage, especially a good starting Mantourage. This is something important to note. Mantourage dating is ageless. I have a lot of women who come here and who think that this podcast is specifically for women in their 20s, and that is craziness. It's just crazy pants thinking. This is specifically for women 30s and up. And by the way, for my women in their 50s and 60s and up, hey, I'm talking to you. Come see me. Come work with me. Come have some fun with me. You have an incredible amount of potential in the dating realm. Dating doesn't stop for single women after they hit the age 30. In fact, it gets better and better if you know what you're doing. Another point to this. She's having a blast dating. Dating is supposed to be fun, and you are 100% capable of making it fun if you're willing to give up your craptastic ideas around it, okay? And you're willing to address some of the things of how you're showing up in dating instead of just putting it on men. she's doing a very good job of this. Now, the other thing I want y'all all to take note is she recognizes her limits, especially with alcohol. That's phenomenal. We do not, as women, I'm not saying you shouldn't drink whatsoever, but we don't need alcohol to have an amazing time. And unfortunately, alcohol many times leads to poor decisions in dating. She also acknowledges that she desires to figure out what she wants romantically. That's insanely awesome. So many women, especially because they get to a certain age or a certain place in life, they think that they're supposed to want something that society has wanted for them instead of just giving themselves fucking permission to explore what they want romantically. Okay, now let's dive into the questions. The main question is, how do you handle all this attention? And I'm going to tell you right now, Miss Heartbreaker, Dreammaker, Love Taker, it's all about managing male attention, okay? And I think you're doing a great job, but I think there's some places that you can improve. And I think one of the things that you're doing is that you're over-explaining yourself. You do not have to justify your reasons for wanting something. You can keep it short and sweet and as simple as, I'm flattered that you're really excited about what's going on between the two of us. I am as well, but I'm not ready to jump into an exclusive relationship. And if they go into the whys and all that, and it's really situation dependent, so it's very hard to elaborate on here within the context of a podcast, but if they go into the whys and stuff, and you can legitimately tell them, I don't know how to explain it all, so I'm just going to do that, but I would love to focus on getting to know you better and better. See, what happens is, as we learn sweet spot communication, we realize as adored women that the way we've been communicating, we think we're excellent communicators as women, but what we do is we over-communicate. We over-communicate, and it sets up men in a way to fail with you and gives them certain ideas with you, and it really invalidates who we are, what we want. Why? Because it opens up holes for rebuttal, and I want to make that very clear. It opens up holes for rebuttal. It says when you are not succinct about how you communicate with somebody, especially men, when you're not succinct about it, and of course you can learn sweet spot communication, you add the playful to it, and then it really draws him in more. But when you open up those holes that I was talking about and keep elaborating, you're diluting what you're saying, and you're saying that you're not secure in what you need to say. Now, I want you to understand that, again, this is all part of managing male attention. Sweet spot communication's part of managing male attention. And for those of you that want to get a taste of sweet spot communication and learning that from me, go to mantouragedating.com and you'll get a 3 free day course. No, let me say that again. A free 3-day course. There we go. I think I got it right that time. Sometimes these words just sound so interesting in my head. So, anywho, I want you to go to mantouragedating.com. Check out that course. You'll get a taste of what sweet spot communication with men is. When you learn sweet spot communication, it makes managing male attention much easier. And then you'll get out of that need to over-explain yourself. Again, over-explaining yourself is you saying, A, it's opening up holes for rebuttal. And then B, it's also you saying that you're not really confident in what you are explaining or what you need to convey. So again, go to mantouragedating.com, check out Sweet Spot Communication with me. With that said, the last piece of this is it's really important, and this is your job. This isn't a job for men. Men are going to be, as you're shifting into the world of becoming an adored woman, men are going to naturally be drawn to you. And they're going to be excited for you. If you resent them for that, instead of learning how to manage male attention and setting them up to win with you and setting yourself up to win, by the way, it's not just the communication part. Managing male attention, it encompasses many things. It's how you set up your life. It's how you set up your dates. It's how you set up a lot of things. And there's a lot of different pieces that you can learn that are going to really honor you and set you up for not being resentful and then set him up to win. But it is your job. It is your job not to resent men for their excitement about you, okay? It's going to be a common thing in your world. Men are going to be excited about you, but it's much better than them not being excited about you, where you're not going to be heard, you're not going to be listened to, you're not going to be cared for the way that you deserve to be, okay? So I want to encourage you to understand that it's your responsibility to not become resentful. You're not just forcing it. It's about learning all the things that you need and learning how to communicate and set them up differently with you and learning how to honor who you are and your boundaries so that it is okay for them to be excited about you, but it doesn't mean you have to compromise who you are. And that's the really key part here, okay? These men, because they're excited about you, it doesn't mean they're desperate. And in fact, I need you to take that out of your vocabulary. It doesn't mean they're desperate. Most men have a ton of female options of women who just want somebody in their life, okay? When he gets excited about you, it's because you're giving off an energy of how much fun it is to be with you. Now, that's not just sexually. That's how much fun it is to be with you in life. And so if you accept that piece, you learn how to manage male attention in a way that honors you and sets him up to win. If you accept that piece of him, that it's okay for him to be excited about you and it doesn't violate your dating pace, that's the key point that we were talking about. A lot of times we consider these things desperate from men because we don't know how to manage male attention. We feel overwhelmed. And then we start thinking underneath it, feel guilty that we need to follow his dating pace. No, his excitement doesn't mean you have to follow his dating pace. And in fact, you need to learn to follow your own because there's no way for you to learn how to accept and receive from men if all you do is honor what their pace is, what their desires are, and think about all the things that they want and need because you're neglecting a big piece of yourself. Now, for those of you going, well, that's just going to make me extraordinarily self-centered and narcissistic. No, it doesn't have to because you're still reciprocating in a way. You have space to have fun and give back, and that's the connection men are craving from us, is a woman that they can be there for, that they can have fun with, that isn't constantly ridiculing them or fault-finding with them, that holds them accountable in the right ways. They're craving that connection, even more so than women many times, but we're not giving them and setting them up with that opportunity because of all the shit that we have going on in our head about how things are supposed to be. So I'm really proud of you because you've done so many things right here. I'm going to encourage you to really think about how you might be setting them up to not win with you and already decided that you're going to resent this attention instead of having fun with the attention, learning how to manage it, learning what to do with it, how to use that energy so that both of you have fun and excitement and also learn how over time, because it's going to be a lot of fun. That's what determines long-term chemistry and connection. But you'll also learn how to be there for each other when things aren't as fun. And then sometimes take things that are historically not fun and make them fun. And also give yourself permission to keep developing and learning who you are and what you want in the context of romance. Okay, lover girl, it's time for the final thought on today's show. Learning how to manage male attention eliminates the need to fear men and makes the limitless possibilities of Mantourage dating accessible. Hey, lover girl, don't forget to subscribe to the show in your favorite podcast app, as well as share this episode with all of your single smart girlfriends. And if you are ready to walk permanently in the adored woman world and create the love life that you really want instead of the shit that they say that you have to settle for, then listen up. Women who get what they want search out the resources they need in order to make it happen. This is why you found me, and now it's time to make some badass, magical decisions in your dating and love life. No more half-assed decisions based on false information. No more half-assed dating and constant worry about whether or not you'll hear from him again. No more sustaining yourself on scraps of romantic attention or no attention at all. It's time to call BS on all the haters out there that say smart, successful women are destined to be single. It's time to invest in yourself with the only complete dating experience that has direct access to me and is put together exclusively for women like you. Meet me at secretsocietyofAdoredWomen.com for all of the details, including pricing, structure for our time together, and to schedule your application interview. See you there.